What happens if you pour used coffee grounds directly onto your strawberry plants? Will they produce a massive sweet harvest, or will this popular gardening hack actually burn their roots and stunt their growth forever? The answer isn't a simple yes or no, because the difference between a superfood and a plant killer lies entirely in how you prepare and apply them. Stay with me, because I'm going to show you exactly how to turn your morning waste into strawberry gold without making a single costly mistake. Before we dig into the soil science, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of practical gardeners. We share honest, tested growing advice every single week to help you grow more food with less guesswork, and I'd love to have you along for the journey. Let's start by understanding exactly what is inside used coffee grounds, because they are far more complex than most gardeners realize. Many people assume coffee grounds are highly acidic, but that is actually a myth when it comes to used grounds. The acidity in coffee is water-soluble, meaning almost all of it ends up in your cup, not in the spent grounds. Used coffee grounds typically have a pH between 6.5 and 6.8, which is nearly neutral and perfectly safe for most garden soils. What remains after brewing is a rich organic material containing approximately 2% nitrogen by volume, along with smaller amounts of phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, copper, and manganese. Nitrogen is the standout nutrient here, and it exists primarily in an organic form that must be broken down by soil microbes before plants can access it. This means coffee grounds act as a slow-release fertilizer rather than an instant chemical feed. Beyond macronutrients, used grounds contain lignin and cellulose, which are carbon-rich compounds that feed beneficial fungi and bacteria in the soil food web. They also retain moisture exceptionally well, holding up to 20 times their weight in water, which helps buffer soil against drought stress. However, they also contain residual caffeine and tannins, even after brewing. While these compounds are present in very low concentrations, they can still inhibit seed germination and suppress certain soil organisms if applied too heavily. Fresh, unbrewed grounds are significantly higher in caffeine and acidity and should never be used directly on plants, but used grounds have been largely stripped of these inhibitory compounds through the hot water extraction process. The physical structure of used grounds is equally important. They are fine and granular, which gives them a high surface area for microbial colonization, but also means they can compact into a crusty barrier if piled too thickly on the soil surface. Understanding this dual nature, as both a nutrient source and a physical soil amendment, is critical to using them successfully. They are not a complete fertilizer on their own, but rather a valuable component of a broader soil health strategy that supports long-term plant vitality through biological activity rather than direct chemical feeding. Now let's connect this composition directly to what strawberry plants actually need to thrive, because the match between coffee grounds and strawberries is surprisingly precise when managed correctly. Strawberries are shallow-rooted perennials with relatively modest nitrogen requirements compared to heavy feeders like tomatoes or corn. Too much available nitrogen pushes excessive leafy growth at the expense of flower and fruit production, resulting in lush green bushes with few berries. The slow-release nature of nitrogen in used coffee grounds aligns perfectly with this sensitivity, providing a gentle, steady supply that supports vegetative health without triggering runaway foliage growth. Potassium, present in smaller amounts in coffee grounds, is essential for strawberry fruit quality, sugar transport, and disease resistance. While grounds alone won't meet a strawberry's full potassium needs during peak fruiting, they contribute to the baseline supply that maintains plant resilience throughout the season. Magnesium plays a vital role in chlorophyll production and enzyme activation in strawberries, and the magnesium in used grounds helps prevent the intervenal yellowing that signals deficiency in older leaves. Perhaps most importantly, strawberries demand consistent soil moisture and excellent drainage simultaneously. Their roots rot in soggy conditions but wilt quickly in dry soil. The moisture retention properties of incorporated coffee grounds help maintain that delicate balance, acting like tiny sponges that release water gradually to the shallow root zone. Strawberries also prefer slightly acidic to neutral soil, ideally between 5.8 and 6.5, and the near-neutral pH of used grounds won't push soil outside this optimal range. The microbial stimulation from lignin and cellulose decomposition builds the fungal-dominant soil biology that strawberries naturally associate with in their native woodland edge habitats. Mycorrhizal fungi, which extend the effective reach of strawberry roots for water and nutrients, thrive in soils enriched with diverse organic matter like coffee grounds. However, strawberries are sensitive to salt buildup and allelopathic compounds, which is why the low concentration of residual caffeine and tannins in used grounds matters so much. Fresh grounds would overwhelm their delicate root systems, but used grounds provide just enough organic complexity to stimulate beneficial biology without crossing into toxicity. This alignment between the slow biological nutrient release of used coffee grounds and the moderate, steady nutritional demands of strawberries is what makes this combination work, but only when the application respects the plant's physiological limits. This brings us to the crucial distinction between benefits and risks, because used coffee grounds can genuinely transform your strawberry patch or devastate it depending entirely on your approach. When used correctly, the benefits are substantial and multifaceted. You'll see improved soil structure that resists compaction, enhanced moisture retention that reduces watering frequency, and a gradual improvement in overall plant vigor as soil biology activates. Over time, the slow nitrogen release supports steady runner production and healthy crown development without sacrificing fruit set. The organic matter contribution builds long-term soil fertility that reduces dependence on purchased fertilizers. But here is where caution becomes non-negotiable. Applying raw, wet coffee grounds directly as a thick mulch layer around strawberry plants is one of the most common and damaging mistakes in home gardening. Wet grounds compact into an impermeable mat that blocks air and water from reaching the shallow roots, effectively suffocating the plant. The anaerobic conditions created beneath this mat promote root rot pathogens like Phytophthora and Rhizoctonia, which can kill strawberry plants within weeks. Even if compaction doesn't occur, excessive application rates can cause nitrogen immobilization, where soil microbes consume all available nitrogen to break down the carbon-rich grounds, temporarily starving the strawberry plants and causing yellowing and stunting. Residual caffeine, though minimal in used grounds, can still accumulate in confined container environments or poorly drained soils, inhibiting root growth and reducing nutrient uptake. Applying grounds during hot, dry weather without adequate irrigation can draw moisture away from roots as the grounds initially absorb water during decomposition. And perhaps most insidiously, gardeners who see initial success often increase application rates beyond safe thresholds, not realizing that organic amendments have cumulative effects that can tip from beneficial to harmful over successive seasons. The key principle is moderation and proper preparation. Used coffee grounds are a supplement, not a standalone solution, and they must always be integrated into the soil ecosystem rather than dumped on top of it. Respect the biology, honor the dosage, and your strawberries will reward you. Ignore these boundaries and you risk losing an entire planting to a well-intentioned but misapplied amendment. So how do you apply used coffee grounds safely and effectively? Follow these steps precisely. First, collect your used grounds and spread them thinly on a tray or newspaper to dry completely for 24 to 48 hours. Drying prevents mold formation and makes the grounds easier to incorporate evenly. Never use wet, fresh from the machine grounds directly. Second, measure your application rate carefully. Use no more than 1 cup of dried, used grounds per square foot of strawberry bed, or roughly half a cup per individual plant. For container-grown strawberries, reduce this to 2 tablespoons per gallon of soil volume. Third, choose your incorporation method based on your situation. For established beds, gently scratch the dried grounds into the top 1 to 2 inches of soil around the plant crown using a hand cultivator or fork, being careful not to damage the shallow roots. Avoid piling grounds against the crown itself as this invites crown rot. For new plantings, mix the measured grounds thoroughly into the backfill soil at a ratio of no more than 10% by volume before setting transplants. Fourth, water immediately after incorporation to activate microbial breakdown and prevent the grounds from wicking moisture away from roots. Use a gentle shower setting to avoid displacing the amended soil. Fifth, monitor soil moisture closely for the first 2 weeks after application, as the grounds will alter water dynamics in the root zone. Adjust irrigation as needed to maintain consistent but not saturated conditions. Sixth, if you're using coffee grounds as part of a compost pile destined for strawberries, ensure the pile reaches thermophilic temperatures and cures fully before application. This eliminates any residual caffeine concerns and creates a more balanced amendment. Seventh, keep detailed records of application dates, quantities, and plant responses so you can refine your approach season to season. Eighth, always pair coffee ground applications with a balanced organic fertilizer or compost tea during active fruiting periods, since grounds alone cannot meet peak nutrient demands. Ninth, never apply grounds to seedlings or newly rooted runners, as their immature root systems are especially vulnerable to compaction and allelopathic effects. 10th, if you notice any signs of stress, yellowing leaves, wilting despite moist soil, or reduced runner production, stop applications immediately and flush the soil with plain water to dilute accumulated compounds. These steps may seem meticulous, but they represent the difference between harnessing a free resource and creating a self-inflicted problem. Precision in preparation and application transforms coffee grounds from a risky experiment into a reliable tool. Timing is everything with this amendment, and getting it wrong negates even perfect technique. Never apply used coffee grounds during the peak heat of summer when soil temperatures exceed 80 degrees Fahrenheit, as accelerated decomposition can generate excess heat and temporarily tie up nitrogen precisely when fruiting plants are under environmental stress. Avoid applications during prolonged rainy periods or when soil is already saturated, since adding organic matter to waterlogged conditions promotes anaerobic pathogen activity. Do not apply during dormancy in late fall or winter, as microbial activity is too low to process the grounds and they'll simply sit inert until spring, potentially forming a compacted layer over dormant crowns. Never use grounds on newly planted strawberries or fresh runners until they've established robust root systems, typically 6 to 8 weeks after transplanting. The ideal window for application is early spring, just as strawberry plants break dormancy and begin active vegetative growth but before flower buds form. Soil temperatures should be consistently above 50 degrees Fahrenheit to support microbial processing. A secondary, lighter application can be made immediately after harvest concludes in late summer to support crown recovery and runner development before fall dormancy, but this should be at half the spring rate. Space applications at least 8 to 10 weeks apart to allow complete biological integration and prevent cumulative buildup. In cooler climates with shorter growing seasons, limit applications to once annually in spring. In warmer climates, with extended or multiple fruiting cycles, you may apply twice yearly following the seasonal windows described. Always observe your plant's response before scheduling subsequent applications. If growth appears overly vigorous or fruit set declines, extend the interval or reduce the rate. Weather forecasts matter too. Apply only when mild temperatures and light rain or planned irrigation are expected within 24 hours, avoiding both drought stress and saturation extremes. Syncing your applications with the natural growth rhythm of strawberries and the biological capacity of your soil ensures that coffee grounds function as intended, as a supportive amendment that enhances rather than disrupts the plant's developmental cycle. Patience in timing yields rewards that haste inevitably undermines. Understanding the realistic timeline for results helps set appropriate expectations and prevents the over-application that stems from impatience. Used coffee grounds are not a quick fix. They operate on biological time, not chemical time. In the first 1 to 2 weeks after proper incorporation, you likely won't see any visible change above ground. Below the surface, however, microbial populations are beginning to colonize and break down the organic material. By weeks 3 through 6, you may notice subtle improvements in soil texture and moisture consistency, and the oldest leaves might display slightly deeper green coloration as slow-release nitrogen becomes available. True vegetative response, new leaf emergence, runner initiation, crown expansion typically becomes apparent between 6 and 10 weeks post-application, coinciding with meaningful nutrient mineralization. Fruit quality improvements, including enhanced sweetness and firmness, manifest during the first full fruiting cycle following spring application, usually 12 to 16 weeks later. Soil structure benefits accumulate over months and years. Repeated, properly timed applications build lasting tilth and biological resilience that becomes increasingly evident each season. If you're expecting dramatic transformation within days, you'll be disappointed and tempted to add more, which is precisely how problems begin. Think of used coffee grounds as investing in your soil savings account rather than spending from a checking account. The returns compound steadily but require patience to materialize. Document changes photographically and in writing to track progress objectively, since gradual improvement is easy to overlook when you're observing daily. When results do appear, they tend to be sustainable and resilient rather than fleeting, reflecting genuine soil health development rather than temporary chemical stimulation. Trust the process, respect the timeline, and let biology do its work at its own pace. Growing strawberries is one of the most rewarding experiences in home gardening, and learning to use resources like coffee grounds wisely makes that reward even sweeter. You now have the knowledge to turn a daily waste product into genuine soil wealth while avoiding the pitfalls that trip up so many well-meaning growers. Remember that great gardening isn't about finding magic shortcuts. It's about understanding relationships between plants, soil, and time. If this video helped you see coffee grounds in a new light, please subscribe and share it with a fellow strawberry grower who deserves to succeed. Hit the notification bell so you never miss our next deep dive into practical, honest growing wisdom. Your best harvest is built one thoughtful decision at a time, and I'm honored to be part of that journey with you. Happy growing, and may your strawberries be as abundant as your curiosity.